and welcome to this week's edition of Wednesday Wisdom. My name is JB Hilliard, and these are weekly video segments as an extension of our monthly newsletter called Sidebarred. And if you want to know what that's all about, you can look down here and see how to sign up for that to get that directly in your inbox, and we promise not to spam you. But these weekly video segments are meant to be short and quick and to the point and just talk about different questions or cases that come up or come across my desk. And this week I wanted to just share a survey result or some survey statistics that I recently came across from the site caring.com. And if you're not familiar with that, that is a website designed to provide support and resources for people who are caregivers for either their aging parents or spouses or other family members or loved ones. It's a fantastic site. And I'm not a partner of them in any way, shape, or form. I'm not getting paid for this little positivity here, but I just wanted to share some information they provided via this survey, which was done about a month or so ago. And they surveyed over 1,000 adults, just over 1,000 adults. And one of the main questions was whether or not they had a will in place as part of some general estate planning questions. And then for those that didn't have a will, why not? And I just wanted to share some of that with you. And I forgot to start my timer, so let me do that now. So if whatever I don't get to today, we can have the next week. But just very briefly, it said that some of the key findings, I wanted to just share two things with you. And this was that 76% of the respondents actually said that having a will is important. And, you know, that's why I come at you every week with these different topics, because that's kind of the number one thing that I want to get drilled down myself is get a will in place. If you're 18 and over, you need an estate plan, and specifically a will. Without having to have a whole lot of assets or wealth, you still need one if you have any kind of property. So 76% of those that responded said, yes, a will is important, but only 40% of those same people actually had a will in place. And so, of course, the next question would be, well, why don't you? Where are these other 60% people doing? What are you doing where you say it's important, but you don't have a will? And so caring.com kind of broke down their responses, their survey participants' responses in this way. So look at this chart for a second. And basically, what they showed was that 6% said it's just too expensive, or they feel their perspective is it's too expensive. 6% said they really didn't know how to go about the process of getting that done. 22% just didn't feel like they had enough assets to leave to anyone. And I come across this a lot, especially with some of my own family members. And just as my own side note, it's not just about the assets you have or the property you leave behind, but more on that in a later Wednesday Wisdom. But for the rest of this, a whopping 50% said they just hadn't gotten around to it. Folks, remember our conversation a few weeks ago? Maybe it's, that's my timer. So I'm not going to be able to fuss at you right now, but procrastination, that's really just putting it off because we've got other stuff happening in our lives. Life happens, and that's understandable. Or putting it off because we don't want to talk about those end of life decisions. We don't want to face our own mortality. Either way is not a good thing to keep putting it off. So before I get on that soapbox, since my time is up, I'm going to save that for later. And I thank you as always for watching, and we'll see you next time.